Right, hello guys. I'm still alive, and we're back with a new video. So, I thought we're going to be, hopefully, doing a Burnley vlog tomorrow. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And it's FA Cup weekend, so I thought, why not kick off this season? Been to a lot of games that have just not been recorded, but why not kick off the channel with some predictions? So, that's what we're going to do. So, we'll start it off. So, Hull versus Chelsea. Now, obviously, Chelsea are probably going to play their second team. You know, Hull Championship club. They're not really going to want to focus on playing that. Now, Hull have been in very good form from what I can see here. They've lost 2 games since the 10th of December, and that was to Stoke and Bristol City. But Chelsea, obviously, it's Chelsea, world champions, so I'm going to give it to Chelsea. I'm going to say 3-1, Wrexham versus Ipswich. Now, this one's a bit of a tough call. Obviously, they're both Championship clubs. Now, personally, I kind of want Wrexham to win a little bit because, obviously, Davies Keeler-Dunn signed for them. I want him to do well because he was a really good player for us. But Ipswich, flying high in the Championship as well. 3rd at the minute. They have lost twice since the 2nd of December to Leicester, which is a bit poor, and Sheffield United, which they've been picking up some form. I'm going to edge it to... I'm going to give it Ipswich. I'll say 2-0. Right, on to Saturdays. So, we start off tomorrow with Burton v West Ham. Obviously, West Ham, poor start to the season. I think if you wanted to have a comfortable chance of beating them, especially when you're a lower league team, you'd want to play them earlier on when they were pretty poor. Burton just genuinely think they're going to go down this season. Obviously, they've not won a game in the last 5. I mean, you say that, I'm saying that it was you have Lincoln, Bolton, and Cardiff, but they lost to Doncaster and they drew to Port Vale. Them 2 results, especially seeing as they're the last ones, it's not good at all. West Ham, obviously, they drew to Man United on Tuesday. They beat Burnley. They beat Tottenham, which, I mean, it's not difficult at the minute, but there we are. And then Sunderland away. Sunderland at home. It's a good. And then they only lost 3-2 to Chelsea, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, they were 2-0 up. But West Ham here, I'm saying a 4-0. Man City Salford. Is it even? Right. I don't know what there is to say about this, to be fair. Obviously, Man City are Man City. Flying in the Prem, obviously, they're second. Now 4 points clear. 4 points behind Arsenal. And, I mean, Salford have been doing well in League 2, but this game happened last season. and obviously City won 8-0. I'm gonna say 7-1 City. Norwich v West Brom. Now this is a really entertaining game in my opinion, because they were both struggling at the start of the season. Norwich are now climbing up a little bit. They've lost one in their last 7 in all competitions to Middlesbrough, and they only lost 1-0. And obviously Middlesbrough, they're quite good this season. West Brom, on the other hand, really struggling. They haven't won a game since the 29th of December. And they've won 2 since the 6th. So I'm going to give it to Norwich here. I'm saying 3-1 Norwich. Port Vale, Bristol City. Now, Port Vale have had an easy run in. I won't even lie. I mean, they beat Malden and Tiptree in the first round. Then obviously beat Bristol Rovers, which is a League 2 club, and then they beat another League 2 club in Fleetwood. Bristol City, obviously, they're doing okay in the Championship, obviously. The results look pretty inconsistent, though, from what I can see here. So, putting all that aside anyway, I don't think Port Vale, they have a little bit of a chance, but I'm saying Bristol City 3-1. We've got Southampton, Leicester. Obviously, these played Tuesday night. Leicester were 3-0 up, and then Southampton won 4-3. Leicester, they're really not on it this season. Obviously, they're only not in the relegation zone on goal difference. I don't see Leicester scoring 3 again. Obviously, Southampton, they're in pretty good form. I think. Yeah, they are. Haven't lost since 17th of Jan against Hull. So, unbeaten in 5. But even if you're looking at form, honestly, Leicester this year have been appalling. So I'm going to say 3-0 Southampton. Okay, moving on to the last of the 3 PM kickoffs. Burnley v Mansfield. So, we lost to Peterborough on Tuesday night. We had 26 shots and we only scored 1. But at the same time, we rotated massively. And to be fair, Peterborough, they're on good form. Obviously, they beat Wigan 6-1 at the weekend. Burnley, as well, they get results against big teams. I mean, they knocked out Millwall 5-1 to get here. Looking at the team, they rotated it a little bit, but not too much. So I think they might do the same here. But their last few games, they've drew to Man United, they've drew to Liverpool, drew to Tottenham. They did lose to Sunderland, did lose to West Ham, then they beat Crystal Palace 3-2. So I think it just depends on what team they're going to bring out. I'm going to be pretty optimistic here, and I'm going to say we do a bit like what we did against Sheffield United. I'm going to say 3-2 Mansfield. Aston Villa Newcastle. Newcastle have really, really been struggling. And they played less than a month ago, and Villa won 2-0. That was at St James's Park. This one's at Villa Park. So Villa are normally really good at home. Again, it's going to depend on the teams because some might rotate. I'm going to say Villa win 1-0. Liverpool v Brighton, which Brighton, they haven't won one in their last 5. The last game they won was Man United to knock them out of the cup. Liverpool, they've had good performances. I think going into it, they're going to be more confident than they would have been earlier on in the season. So I'm going to say I'm going to give Liverpool 2-0. On to the Sunday games. So kicking off the day, Birmingham versus Leeds. Pretty much a bog standard championship tie, innit? But Birmingham are a good team. Leeds have been good as well though lately. Obviously they went 2-0 down against Chelsea and then brought it back. Birmingham at 8 unbeaten, which I actually didn't realise. But apart from that loss to Arsenal, Leeds haven't lost since the 7th of Jan. That was against Newcastle, and that was a last-minute goal. And then before that, they haven't lost since November. So they're a really good team, but I can see them rotating again. I'm gonna be bold here. I'm gonna say 2-2, and Birmingham win 3-2 in extra time. Grimsby versus Wolves. This one, we all know how bad Wolves have been. They beat Shrewsbury 6-1 in the last round, but that's whilst they were like getting points. So obviously they drew to United, then they beat West Ham, drew to Everton, then they beat Shrewsbury, then they drew to Wolves, and then they started losing again. And then they drew to Forest on Wednesday. But Forest haven't been good either. Grimsby have had a tendency this season, and to be fair, they always do. They cause upsets. And I'm looking here, haven't lost since the 20th of December against Bromley. And then before that, they lost against County, which that's like the top, I think that's the top 2 in League 2. So they're a good team. They're a really good team. I don't really know what to think about this one. I'm going to give it to Wolves, and I'm going to say 3-1. Oxford United v Sunderland now. Oxford have been struggling a lot. Their last win was against Leicester. They only reached this round because they beat MK Dons on pens. They are sat 23rd. Sunderland, they have had a very, very good start to the Prem. They've slowed down a little bit. They're 11th at the minute. But I'm still going to give it Sunderland, but I'm going to say 2-1. Stoke v Fulham. They're both on pretty poor form. Stoke's last win was in the Cup against Coventry. Since then, drew to QPR, lost to Middlesbrough, drew to Birmingham, lost to Southampton, drew to West Brom, lost to Charlton. Fulham, they got hammered by City midweek. They knocked out Middlesbrough. Obviously, I think that was in extra time. No, it wasn't. My bad. But I'm going to give it Fulham anyway. I'm going to say 1-1. I'm going to say Fulham win on pens. Before kick-off, Arsenal v Wigan. Arteta's going to rotate, obviously. Arsenal are wanting the quadruple, even though the league, they're now only 4 points clear after what happened last night. I am going to say that because Wigan, they've just sacked their manager, they are poor. So I think Arsenal will win. I think it'll be a comfortable win. I'm going to go 4-0. Macclesfield versus Brentford on the Monday. Macclesfield, obviously, that win against Palace. And Brentford are a very good team, again. They'll have a lot of confidence about because of the draw. And also, Macclesfield have not kept a clean sheet since the 17th of Jan. And even before that, they hadn't kept one since the 13th of December. So I reckon they are going to concede. They'll give them a very good game like they did the last time. You know what? I'm going to give it... I'm going to say this one goes to pens. I'm going to say 2-2. I'm going to say Macclesfield win on pens. I will be going Burnley tomorrow. I have my ticket and everything. Got the travel sorted. So, hopefully, proper away day vlog tomorrow. Whether it will be out Saturday as well. If it does end up happening, I don't know. It'll depend on how long it takes me to edit. But I'm fairly confident going into it. Obviously, I'll relay my predictions. And we'll get other people's. I'll be with Cassidy Gibbo tomorrow, at least. There might be some other people. But we'll wait and see. All I've got to say is if you did enjoy, please like and subscribe. It would mean the world. And we'll see where it goes tomorrow. Obviously. Hopefully we get a few upsets, because that's just the magic of the cup.